Sorry about that. Oh snap, I didn't know Wes was live either. What's up, Ruiz? Sorry I didn't get back to you, bud. Didn't realize Wes was going live. I'm a little bit early. It's cool, we're used to it. Yeah, man, I meant to get back to you. I got really sick, man, on Saturday, Friday into Saturday. So I was a little bit, I don't know what you call it, out of commission, I guess you would say. Just getting my voice back now. I'm about to do some cool stuff right now. IMO, you know, just my thing, you know. I realize making awesome things out of wood is not for everyone. All right, let's get to what we're doing here. Yeah, I don't blame Wes for keeping going, me either, because we get like a certain amount of notifications in a day. So if either of us leaves our live to go do something else and then we want to go live later, they might not send out a notification. So it's a tough situation. Show y'all what I'm doing here though. Oh, you would have been nice if I answered? Well, I would hope so, Ruiz. I only was just in bad shape and tired. Had nothing to do with me thinking you wouldn't be nice. So I've got these pieces right here. They've all been numbered, and I've got a numbered spot here for each one of them. I'm going to drill into these and cut a recess where these can be fitted in. This is my attempt at making a mounting stand for them. Once I mount them in the stand, then I can paint stuff and add lighting. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, yeah, I don't know if it was, maybe it was bacterial. I don't know, it could have been viral. But yeah, I'm better now. So taking penicillin at this point, or amoxicillin, would probably not do much for me. I might even. Ooh, that smells so good. Yeah, it wasn't until I opened my screen, I was feel bad. It wasn't until I opened my screen I saw Wes was live. So apologize to Wes. And of course, if anybody wants to be over there, they probably will be there, but I don't have to tell them to go there. Oop. Yeah, this is too long for those short sides though. I'm gonna zoom in so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. My sculpture too here. Oh, turn off Wi-Fi. Yeah, it didn't look great when I was just in there, like the signal. Hold on. Better. Hope everybody's having their coffee, waking up. Coffee, tea, something warm. It's been cold and rainy out here. Well, y'all had a slight freeze, huh? It's a little earlier than us. I don't think we've had one of those yet. Y'all beat us to the freeze. Louise, you off today, man? You're up early for sure. Good morning. I believe that is Korean. I cannot read Korean. I apologize to you. I wish I could say hi in Korean. I did used to know how to do that. But good morning and thank you for being here. That's what I want. I'll see that. Way too easy. That's way too easy. I'm going to build a whole bunch of these. And I can tilt it kind of at whatever angle I want to. And then I can get, like I was talking about yesterday, I can get the 360-degree assembly or what you call it, installation that I want with these. Or we said, nah, my daughter said that's for little kids, and my heart shrunk. But if you hold on, let's go Halloween stuff. Okay, so your daughter doesn't want to do the Halloween stuff because it's for little kids. I see. Ruiz said, yeah, company op said I was working too much. Oh nah. They're just trying to take away your I was like, damn, never got sent home for hard work ethic. I'll tell you, when I used to work in the warehouse, I produced more orders and shipped more orders in a day than everybody else in the warehouse, and I was paid the least, and I was laid off first. So sometimes hard work isn't what they're looking for, I guess. I want it maybe a little deeper, but I'm actually kind of happy with that. I want it more sturdy though. Let me take it down just a little bit more. Yeah, you too expensive. Rui says he's too expensive. They're being cheap. Man, glitter right there. Double tap that screen like this video. Right now, we're working on a uh, unique, artistic light installation. And I'm using these laminated 2x4s as a way to mount it. I kind of thought about it for a while. So hang out, tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos when you get a chance. And this is Dad's Workshop. My name is Calvin. BK, welcome. Welcome, baby kisses. Good morning to you. I don't know if you knew, baby kisses, but those 2 kittens that I showed the other day disappeared for a few days, but luckily and happily they have returned. So we have confirmation that the 2 kittens are still alive. We were worried. I don't know if you're in when I told you. I was a little worried about them because they disappeared. I probably did say that when you were in. So glad you're here, BK. Thanks for coming in from up there in Wisconsin. I'll forgive you for being from Wisconsin if you forgive me for being from Minnesota, and we'll call it a day for that. All right, we're not calling it a day here though. We're going to continue to let me show y'all what the next was. So that was number 1 as I've labeled this piece. Let me double check and see if this is number 1 labeled here. Yes, number 1. And then right here we have this was mortise number 1, all right? And we'll do them in order. So this is number 2 right here. We'll do next. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. My name is Calvin. This is what I do. Double tap that like button. Wisconsin. Heather's out there somewhere, BK. She may have jumped on being handling animals or something. You know how her life is. Baby Kisses, a member, as is Ruiz. Just want to say that. Become a member today. All you got to do if you have iOS is it's available too now. Tap that little money sign in the corner and become a member. We have a lot of awesome members here. BK said, good, a little kitten was here. The neighbor kids were told they couldn't have it. Well, parents gave in. I seen it playing in the window. There you go. Good old parents and their softness at the end of the day. The old it followed me home trick. It followed me home, Mom. Billy Shoemate, man, been a minute. Welcome, Billy. Oh, this spruce smells so good when I drill into it. It looks like really old growth. I'm going to tell you that. They cut this tree. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't care if I lose viewers for that. Learn about human quality and you'll stick around when stuff is actually valuable. But if you got a problem with people being people, go ahead and keep on scrolling. You see those growth rings? Really, really fine, right? This is spruce from the lumber yard. But you see it's really old growth with softwood like this. When they grow in like this, it's typically very, very good. But it smells like Christmas trees in here now. Mike, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it is. It's icky here. This is like that rain that brings you fully into fall. There's no way that the heat can like recover from this kind of stuff. Well, We know down here it can, but these are chisels that were completely re-edged. I took them down to square ends and built a new bevel on them. So kind of happy with how they turned out actually. This one could probably use a little bit more polishing, but otherwise not bad at all. Thank you, members Mike, member Baby Kisses, member Ruiz. Thank my mods too. That's really important to thank my mods also. And Billy, welcome back. I don't know where you've been. No excuse, but welcome back. Yeah, it is that kind of way, man. I'm wishing warmth on people too. So yeah, Fed is also kind of a thing. I did see your post. Might take some bravery to speak out like that. So Heather and I got a great deal of respect for that. I don't mean bravery in that you're speaking out for what's right. I mean your bravery for speaking out what's right when you know that a lot of your community is not understanding the difference between what's right and what's wrong is being peddled as what's right in front of their face. Right. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay. Deer celebrating Halloween early. Billy, I was about to say BK. We have this guy that comes in here and calls people deer. I was going to say he was masquerading as you for a second. Yeah, on my run today, a couple whitetail does. You know when they're bunny hop when they're running through like the cotton fields here. They do this bunny hop. I love to watch them hop like that. Mike knows what I'm talking about. With the not the deer, with the person, with the deer, DEAR deer. All right, this is number 2. Let's see if number 2 fits in here. This is I try to put them in somewhat random orientation here, so we had some crossover. Not bad. And there is some angle to them, which is what I wanted. Because I'm hoping to install a light on there today. And I'm going to reduce the size of the base. Like it'll come in like probably like that. And then I'll round it off. Round it off. Full size candy bars. That's what I'm talking about. The Shangri-La of trick-or-treating. All right, so that's 1 and 2. This is so much fun. I'm so thrilled by doing this. I don't know why. Thanks for being here. This is Dad's Workshop. I'm Calvin. Double tap that like button, like this video, but also subscribe. Heather, if you could throw a little poll on there if you're around, I would appreciate that. We're looking to get to 3,000 subscribers today. Goal is today. It may not happen today, but it may. You all can help me by subscribing. Also, trying to get off unlucky 13 renewing members. So I love my 13 members, but I need that number to be 14. I'd rather it be 14 than 12. So join iOS members, iOS folks with your iPhone and whatever your Apple device is, you can now become members on those devices. It's easier. So I encourage you to do that. Thank you. Let me keep going. So now we're on mortise number 3. This is a little easier than I thought it was going to be. Mortise number 3 right here. Ideally, I will leave these dry. Let me take it a little deeper. This is a Forstner bit here. I'm addicted to that smell. Whoa, hello. Hello, Mike. Mike with the 5 members. Johnny's Lathe Crafts. Real Outdoor Living's a member again. Matthew. Mainly Off Grid and VLC. I haven't seen VLC in a minute. Shout out VLC. Very nice guy. Mainly Off Grid, man. I hope these people pop in. I like all these channels. So we gotta make another shout out. Mike deserves another shout out too. Big time supporting of the channel. My goodness. Very, very thankful for you, Mike. Very, very thankful for you. And like I said, no BS. Heather and I were nothing but singing your praises this morning with your very pointed comments. So thank you again. I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna keep shouting out Mike because Mike is making stuff. By the way, I should have done this a bunch of times. Mike, put your all your stuff straight in that Hey HCC, what's up? Put your information, anything that you Ruiz been a member for 2 months. Shout out Ruiz. Thank you, Ruiz. So everybody who's been a member, we appreciate here. Ruiz been a member for 2 months. Mike is probably the most senior member up in here, and all those folks. Yeah, wow, thankful. Random builds and rebuilds. Welcome from across the pond. All right, so I got those 2 cuts in there. I'm using a Forstner bit just to take out some of the waste material you see right here. Right, I'm just going to chisel around that spot. Not that worried about the cleanliness of these mortises either. So thank you so much. Big time, thanks. These aren't too bad, to be honest with you. Been soaking my stones trying to get off that oily stuff that I used to strop back in the day. For the churns, I agree with it. So Mike is trying to spread the word. It's really important that we remember that kids are potentially going to be starving in the next week, regardless of your politics. And so, whatever you can do to help the kids out here, it's going to get desperate if things don't happen. And so, regardless of your politics, children are going to go without food. And there's absolutely no sense in that. Like, it doesn't make. It's not how we work as people. Do we take care of each other, or do we do that? You're not entitled to food. Okay. You know, these kids, they're the innocent party here. They have nothing to do with any of the politics. So. Oh, I got a little blowout there. I don't want that. I got to be a little more little less sloppy or a little more careful, whichever one is worded more positively. Kind of like the temperature today. It's nice and chilly. Yesterday I was still a little recovery from the illness I had this weekend. So I was just cold. I had this heater on here. Again, big shout out to all my members in the chat. Mike, welcome. Mike Langland. Mike, you were given a membership yesterday by Mike is Making Stuff. So thanks for being here today. You are a member. I don't know if you got an email about that. We're happy to have you. I'll make a post today talking about all the new members and the generous benefactor who made that all possible. Mike is Making Stuff. Mortise number 3 here. And then once we get these in place, I think I can start to string the lights on it. That's right. Mike was working on his electric yesterday. Random Builds and Rebuilds said, hey, Mike, glad to hear you sorted your electric. This may be the little chisel. I still need to polish a bit. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep. The image quality looks pretty good right now. At least on my end here. Double tap that screen, like this video. Let's dump these shavings out. We actually found out that one of the ground fault circuit interrupters had bridged to the table saw. Okay. Mike said my oldest is stationed in New York. My middle is the singer, and you guys saw the clown. He's a nice kid, man. He reminds me of my youngest. The way he kind of hangs on your every word. I love that. Then sometimes I feel bad for my son for hanging on my every word. I'm going to take a bit of this edge off here. That's still a bit on the shallow side, but let's do this the right way here. Big shout out to Mike for the 5 gift memberships to Dad's Workshop. I'm definitely putting stress on that mallet by hitting that metal every day with it. Trying to do this the safe way here, but my pins don't want to move on this thing. Got to cut them all the way back out in a second anyway. Standing up for what's right is difficult. Mike said he actually just got off being suspended, that he saw a kid getting bullied and beat the brakes off of the bully. Glad your son's taught to do the right thing and raised him well. We can't speak for what authority does sometimes in these situations. Yesterday I used this as a little splint because my two kerfs got too close to each other. Honestly, I could probably go up and down the whole sides of these and take like different hardwoods and put strips on there and make it look pretty cool. Just gave me an idea for the next one. Yeah, I would tell, that's the way I would teach my students. I would, like, if it's right or if you're defending yourself or someone else or whatever the case may be, you don't worry about consequences. Consequences are an afterthought. You hope that authority will understand that you don't deserve the consequences. And sometimes they don't, because authority doesn't always have our best interest at heart. They have their best interest at heart. Yeah, that's kind of what I taught. Mike said, I always taught my boy, don't start it, but you should finish it. Don't start it, but if you must, finish it. Yep. Yep. As a classroom teacher, I think one of my biggest fears was that a child would grow up, look back, and say that I allowed them to be bullied in my classroom. It's my next door neighbor with his cut-off saw. Some people, though, they're programmed to be passive. They rarely ever will fight, even when put under, even when under threat of their life, because they've been so programmed to be afraid of the law or authority that they actually can't fight back and defend themselves. It's just really sad, because authority has crippled you and made you defenseless by telling you that anytime you throw hands or whatever, you're in the wrong. And that's not the case. This is mortise number 4 here. I thought this was going to be harder, to be honest with y'all. Thought it was going to be tricky, and I did not think it was going to work. And with the two laminated 2x4s, I believe there's enough support here that you, like, it's not going to be wobbly. It should sit flat on the floor. And I'll try it out, I can make like little abstract Christmas trees like this that would look pretty cool also. I love Christmas, man. Big Christmas fan. Halloween's fun too, but I'm like a Christmas guy, and it doesn't matter how much traumatic and terrible stuff happens, apparently. Knock on wood. We don't want that stuff to happen. How much drama happens in the family or any of that. I still love Christmas, man. And even with the stress and coming up short as a teacher for my kids sometimes, I still love Christmas. Yeah, that one's about ready. Hope y'all got a beverage, a coffee, or you're in a warm, cozy spot. Bentwood light, actually, I'm working on that right now, Langland. That's what I'm on right now, and I can show you what's going on with it. This is the base right now, and I got to put these in the right places. I wanted an orientation that I could use that would allow me to place these things in a 360-degree way and then potentially reposition them if I want to. So this is one going into one. Now I have to remember. So I probably should label these. That's one. And they may be dialed in. That one's a little looser than I would want. This is 2. I believe that was 2. This may have been 2 right here. This is 2. It might have been like this. No? You know, they were a little more firm in there before. I don't love that. We'll make sure that they're, like, if I have to shim them, which I'm really kind of not happy about having to do that, but this is what we're doing. This is our mounting area, and these will all be painted too. This is basically the base here, and I'll zoom out so you can see. This is number 4 here, mortise number 4. All right, that one's not quite wide enough. I maybe made this too wide and cleaned it up too much. Take it down a little bit more. But if I have to, like a shim in there, like that, is all it really needs to just hold it up straight. Same with this one. I'll shim the bottom a little bit. This mortise here is where I'm having the problem now. Let me make sure it's not. That may be that one. I should have checked this one first. This is 3. That's this one here. Even with the shim, that one wants to move now. I think I cut too much. Like, this is the problem when you start chiseling. Don't fall. All right, so what we're gonna do here is this is gonna be their base. Now they're gonna have to be shimmed until they stand straight. I'm not gonna let them sit off at that angle. I want them kind of plumb. But the base is gonna be, like I said a few minutes ago, it's gonna be until about right here. These are gonna be white. Like I said, he's not ready for the cold. Yeah, and we're gonna bring it in, like to about right there, as long as there's enough stability. And then that final piece will go in. It looks like I did not cut maybe deep enough here. I want it to be super stable. It started out, it felt really stable. Then as I kind of worked these mortises, it started to act a little less stable. Also, it's not level right now. You don't want that to happen here. This is 1. It could be that I mistook 2 and 3 though here. Nope. Hey, what's up, Maureen? All right, now 1 is coming in a little bit on the loose side. This is 2 right here. This we have 3 and 4. I'm gonna just go ahead already. I think I had it in this way. It could have been like that. I kind of want to take my shop vac and get these chips out of here and see what it's like without them in there. But I might shim these if they're a little loose down here. We'll go ahead and add a little shim to that right now. Shout out to Maureen for supporting us, supporting the channel. That's Heather's mom there, in case y'all don't know. Oops. Right now I'm just gluing this little shim to this first piece here. Hopefully that'll snug up that opening, but I'm not wanting to do that on every one of these here. Glue what? Oh, glue the piece in? I don't know, man. I don't like gluing the ends in here. I kind of want to, I don't know. It's a good idea. We'll consider that. I'll do anything that'll keep it secure. You know, I'll consider anything. Are you talking about glue the shim? I definitely glued the shim. This is number 4, I think. I got to look at this. This is 2. And 2's, yeah, so 2 like that is firm. Four is not, though. 4 is something wrong with 4 here. 4 I didn't cut wide enough. I kind of made 3 like same as it should have been for 4. 4 I might actually have to take this down to like here to make it work in this piece. I hate to do that. Not my favorite one here though, number 4. I'll take it back a little bit to right here probably. Yeah, I want to be able to reposition them as Mike said. There, that's true. Got a little knot here. Also, if I glue them in the base and somebody runs into them, it snaps off and then it ruins the base because it's glued in there. Well, I guess you could just pulverize it, but if it snaps off and it's not glued in the base, you just pull that piece out. It probably still will function, depending on how I put the lighting in, you know. Random builds and rebuilds say, got to pop to the shops. I'll pop back if you're still alive. But if not, I hope you all have a fine day and stay safe. We'll see you, Airbnb, and you have a great day as well. I know it's the afternoon over there. Have a great evening. Trying to reach that 3,000 subscriber mark, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Mike is making stuff for donating 5 gift memberships today. Big time coming through in the clutch. And shout out to all my members in the chat. So we are trying to reach that 3,000 subscriber mark today because we're very close. But we'll keep pushing it until we do reach that mark. We hope that you will subscribe and also consider becoming a member. As I was told by my YouTube studio yesterday, you can now become a member with your iOS device, where it was kind of impossible before. You can actually not give memberships either. So if I was on a phone, I couldn't gift memberships on someone else's live stream. So that one's sitting a little better in there. I want to take this one down a bit. Probably the answer is deeper. If I want more secure, or they could be doweled in. You know, that's the other, like, that would be a permanent thing. Let me do this here. Now I'm kind of in the pith over here, and I don't want to do that with that in there. Just kind of want an angle here. I like my dust removal procedure. This is not 3, that's 2. Like, I'm okay with that, I suppose. It's a little loose. Yeah, so that is going to be a tad bit wonky unless I take it down or remove material. I think I should probably, here's my theory, I think I should take it down to like right here. It's going to be slightly skinnier though, so it may be more of a problem. Because if we put the pieces on, and I don't want to put stress on that one that's being glued up right now. This is 2, 3. You'll see this one sticks way out that way. It wants to lean forward too. Maybe it's got to be deeper. $2,991 subscribers, y'all. Let's get up to that. Let's get up to that 3,000 mark today. That's what we're trying to get today, ladies and gentlemen. At Dad's Workshop, trying to get up to 3,000 subscribers today. We're almost at 2 million views. Trying to get to 2 million views. So which one did I say needed to be deeper? 3. Yeah, so I'm going to take the Forstner bit, take more material out of there. It's also an option right there. Great smell on this spruce here. Spruce or Doug fir. I think this is spruce though. Morning, everyone. Afternoon, evening, whatever it may be in the time zone you're from. All right, let's go after this here. This is definitely a job for Mortise chisel. All right. Let's do that. A Mortise chisel, sharp on all the sides. These are really sharp right here. So as it goes in, it's gonna cut on those sides too. All right. probably working. What's Mims up to? I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know what he's doing. Something in the background, maybe. Sneaky stuff. That's much firmer there. Firmer. Is that a word? Firmer? Not firm, but firmer. And I don't want to stress that other one yet. The 2-piece here could probably put in like that. I think I was considering that. 4, I don't know if I made enough space for it yet. Yeah, no, still got to work for a bit. I'm trying not to take material off these. I want the piece to be as kind of big as possible here. Yeah, I'm going to consider. I'm going to consider taking this down to like this, but I really have to see the other one in here. My artistic mind has to look at it and say perfect, you know, because those two are too close. I want more variation than that. So I might actually take this down to like right here, where you can't see, just a little above that spot there. Ideally, I'll string these lights on, you know, on these flat sides here, and then set the piece up where it's kind of, those strung lights are away from you, not facing you, because they can be pretty bright. I might make this one about like that. Yeah. I'm going to not take my whole vise down for this next step, because I got to hammer that thing. Let me move these for a sec. Piece 2 and piece 3. Piece 4. I'm just gonna, I think I take 4. I don't want to, that's pretty close to fitting there. Maybe it needs to be taken off at the top, like here. And I hate to cut material off, but it's too much like the other one. I could also make another mortise for it. I can make alternate mortises for these. That fits well like that. What did it look like with these in there? Let me see. This is 3. Yeah, 3 is at a similar pitch. 2. Yeah, I don't like the way that that's kind of like, I think this one has to come off right here. It's like stuck in there now. Don't do that. I like that also, though. It's not going to hold steady probably for me, but let me show you what I'm talking about. I might not take material off if I can do it like that. If that piece will go in like that. 2 minutes late for a staff meeting. Uh-oh, don't get in trouble. No clue why. I was thinking about a single bulb. Yeah, it's a string of cob LED. So let me show you, Mike. Don't ask me what cob is. I think that has something to do with the way that it's. So here's the lighting source here. This is a pretty long string LED, so it should be pretty powerful based on my experience with these. They're pretty strong. And it can be bent at a 90-degree angle also. It has adhesive tape on the back, but I'm probably going to glue it up to the piece. And then you can cut it off and it will work as well. But I want to use as much of the light as possible before cutting it off. So it may be a way that I can get it to move between the different pieces where they intersect. But that is the piece, that is the lighting I'm using. No melt Wednesday. No melt Wednesday. Sorry about that. So that's where my concept is right now. Trust and believe. It will look good, man. It will look good. If it looks bad, I'll be like, I'll admit it. People like abstract stuff. Just imagine it in. Don't if your house is not this kind of just to think about it, like a wealthy person's house. Some of us we have just our houses are like museums. They're not really this kind of place. But yeah, it is. It's a cold drizzle in North Carolina too. Mike, you're up there in Winchester. That's right, Winchester, kind of the foothills of the Appalachians, Northwest Virginia. Yeah, I like it like that. So what I'm gonna do is just take this back part. Maybe I have to. Just needs a tiny bit taken out of this front area. This is a learning experience for me. What I said, I wanted to turn the other way, right? That. Oh, I might snap something there. This one probably needs to be glued here because some of these joints or these kerfs are not secured with glue, and I try to go over and glue everything. So that probably needs to be done there. Well, I surely hope it doesn't. Matthew from HEC says it's going to hit Florida, this hurricane. Sure. We all hope that it doesn't here. Want everybody's safe. All the other stuff going on. When it rains, it pours, but we could use it not doing that. It's 10:39 a.m. here on the East Coast of the United States. So good morning if you're here on this side of the country. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Salutations to people who are on any other part of the world. That's pretty good right there. That is pretty good. And this is the number 3 piece. I can't put that other one in just yet. Heather, Baby Kisses said, Heather, you guys high enough not to get hit? I'm going to answer that question. No. We're on the coastal plain, so we're absolutely subject to that kind of weather. Not as bad as the Outer Banks, but we're about like an hour and a half from there. No, she's confused now. BK, we're on the coastal plain of North Carolina, so if it takes that turn the wrong way, it can be pretty bad here. Um, but Heather's right. Looking at the optimistic side, we're like I said, we're better than the Outer Banks situation. I've got a glued up shim on here, and I don't want to press it too much. But this is the general orientation. Unless I switch, I'm gonna look at it from step back and look at it from a distance. And I might trim some stuff on it. I know it's kind of off at a weird angle right now. But when the lighting is up, I want to build like a very specific table for it. It may be that I limit the height of it too. It's just experimentations here. I got to get it level so you can see what it looks like level. And the 2x4 is ugly, but we can deal with that in time. I'm pretty good at transforming stuff, like from ugly to nice. Give me a chance. Right now it's in its very rough draft form here. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure the shim is glued up. I should have used the wood glue. I don't know how long the cure time is on this one. Oh yeah, Mike Landless said they go to Emerald Isle every year. That's down there near what you call it? Gosh, why is it escaping my mind right now? The coastal city down there. It's a way south of here. Yeah, it's a way south here. I just can't remember. It's like Topsail. There's a couple other those little islands between the coast of North Carolina and the Outer Banks. You would probably go further down before you went east. Like here, you get to the Outer Banks. If you were, we're on the highway to the Outer Banks here. But if you were traveling down to Emerald Isle, I think you would be going south. And I'm really trying to. It just popped in my head and then it escaped me again. The city where it's closest to Emerald Isle. Anyway, that's it. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to take some of these and do another sanding and a gluing before I start painting them. I'm going to paint them probably. If I have a white, I'm going to use whatever paint I got, guys. Copper, gold, whatever paint I got here. This is what we got type stuff here. This wood came from cabinet, from drawers. It's oak plywood. And so I figured I would bend it. Let me take these out. Put this little shim on here again and use some good glue on it. Yeah, Mike, I'm kind of like that too. I like being at the beach, but I don't like sitting on the beach all day. I can. I'm a redhead, obviously. The sun and I don't agree like that. So what I am is a kind of, what's the word? I'm not rich, so I can't say amenities. That doesn't do much for me. I don't have the money for it, but like whatever the beach house is, hanging out there, going to the beach for a few minutes a day. Sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of where I leave it. Yeah, I like going up and down the beach on walks and runs when I get up in the morning. Not a crowd guy either. So if the beach is a crowded beach, not going to be my cup of tea. Uh, I always like the more discreet beaches. Not the kind where you take your clothes off, don't get your mind in the gutter. So 1, 2, and 3. These. It may be that this piece is best limited to a certain height so that it's not long and lanky. There's no problem with stabilizing it. I want to take this down here and cut a rounded base, but I want to make sure that it's stable first. So probably got to figure out a way to test that. All right, next thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so close to 3,000 subscribers. Please subscribe and get us up to that 3,000 subscribers. And if you are a subscriber, consider becoming a member. And I believe you tap that little $sign. I mean, I actually know you do that because I'm a member of several other channels. So do that. Here's our base here where I have the bottom labeled. I'm going to hand cut this thing, but I'm not going to do that now. The first thing I'm going to do is take these and smoothen them out, and then add some glue and let them kind of, where's my hatchet? This hatchet needs a new handle too. Oh, sharp, man. I got that thing kind of sharp. I'm not used to that. My left hand. So the way this vise is made, there's like a little ring gasket, almost like a metal gasket on the end that's supposed to hold those pins in place that it slides on and slides upon. And it doesn't work to, oh, what do we got here? Who did that? Baby Kisses. Thank you, Baby Kisses. Shout out. Big drum roll from Baby Kisses. Drum roll. Who got the membership? Woodshed by Dan, man. That's a good one. That's a good one. That is a good one. He's a good dude. Thank you so much, BK, for that. We appreciate that here. We do so much appreciate that. It's a good day because BK. Give a membership to Dan A. I don't know. Good day though. Thank you, BK. We are so appreciative. How to show my appreciation? Got to make a reel today or something, showing all my members and stuff. Y'all are great. Oh, did he? Yeah. Yeah, Dan's a good dude, man. Dan is he's driving school buses now, so hard for him to be here in the morning, but he will pop in the afternoon if I'm on in the afternoon. I think he's driving school buses or he's driving a municipal bus. One of those two things. I think it's a school bus though. He had to go back to work. Yeah, for sure. Good guy. Like a family here, man. With all our dysfunctions too. want to apologize for going live at the same time as Wes. Did not know Wes was live until I clicked go. Like, did not know. So apologize. I would have waited a little bit. We get limited notifications. So, but thanks to Mike and thanks to BK and thanks to all my members, but thanks especially today to Mike and BK for their gifted memberships. Y'all are yeah. I thought it was a school bus. Here these tools. Everybody in the neighborhood is doing woodwork today. It's like a little lean-to town over here. Hey, if I go in, I'll just put my camera up on him and y'all can watch. He can get me views. I'm just kidding. So what I'm doing is taking this kind of whitish glue that they call wood glue, which I really like for this application. It seems to do a really good job making a paste with the wood that I sand, which is kind of what I'm trying to do here. Trying to fill in these gaps. Because wherever there's gaps, if there's air, the paint's going to bubble or it's not going to look smooth. Also got to do that other side. Oh yeah, that's a good point, BK. She said she told Dan if the kids are bad on the bus to look at the camera and remind them that they're being recorded. Just a note: kids on school buses are in 2025 in general horrific to the school bus drivers. So you have to be tough to make it in that business. You have to figure out a way. The school system is not going to pay an adult to sit and monitor the bus unless things are absolutely out of control. So that means it's on you to be a driver and a supervisor of children. And that is really tricky. You probably always had tough drivers because that's all that can make it. Honestly, it's probably a lot like teaching. If you don't have a certain toughness, you just can't make it. No, it's just, you can't make it. Shout out all the teachers out there, all the bus drivers, making things happen. Getting kids from A to B safely, you know. Well, I mean, I know in my classroom where I was at for many years, I always taught respect and decency, dignity, and we talked about that on character was the most important thing you had in my class. I don't even care about your grades that much. That's how I teach my kids too. Grades are cool and all that. And I want you to do well, but how you treat other human beings, how you interact with this world, that's what your legacy is. Not whether you did well in school or whatever, to the people that matter to you. I'm gonna have to turn that music down so I don't get copyright stricken. I'll go over there and be like, "Can you please turn your music down?" Every classroom across this country is different. There are all sorts of teachers too, man. People think every teacher is this snowflakey, um, like pushover. It's not. It's not how it is, man. And I saw adults come into that building and get buck with me, thinking, or get on the phone, get buck with me, and then get in my presence, and they realized I was not to be messed with. Like I'm not gonna. I don't. I care for the kids, but I don't care what you think about me. You know. So. Uh, it's funny. People have this, especially, no offense, but one particular political spectrum has these negative things to say about schools and teachers. But think of all the millions of teachers that there are. You got all different types of teachers from all areas of the political spectrum. I'm going to tell you right now, where I taught, a large number of the teachers were maintaining a conservative political ideology. So it's tough because they would leave the school and hear nothing but negative things from their friends and then have to like defend themselves all the time. That's not all of them, but many of them. So see how that's kind of tricky. And then also I knew teachers that were former business people, and were never ever snowflakes in any way, shape, or form. And they were always about morals and they were always about character. Everything they taught was with that in mind, care and stuff like that. To paint it all in one color as they're not taught this or they're not taught that. I mean, I think you're probably right. They aren't taught that in some places of the country and in some schools where they're struggling. But in any, there's an element of character education that is every teacher's responsibility. If a child walks in your room and you teach them by example or otherwise that character is not important, then you are one of those people Mike is talking about. But in general, I will defend teachers. My mom was a teacher for over 40 years, and my mom is singularly one of the most moral people I've ever met in my life. She would not allow amoral things to happen on her watch, nor would she teach without that element and dimension of morality. Yeah, I got teachers going back about 7 generations since before the United States Civil War. Right, my great 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 grandfather taught in a one-room schoolhouse, and he left teaching to uh, fight in the Civil War. Kept a diary for 4 years, went back after the 4 years were up, and uh, became a businessman, a farmer. But he was a teacher to start out with, and his kids became college professors. Those kids became teachers, and it goes back before him. And so he was born in early 1800s, and a lot of teachers in that line there. Teachers and professors. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, if you call it retirement, I know we like to call it that. I did teach for a number of years, but a lot of people in my family think of it as quitting. It's not so much as quitting as it is. There's a time for me to move on. There's a time for me to move on to something else. That's all. Yeah, time for me to move on to something else. All right, that one's getting smoother. Is that a word? More smooth or smoother? This one here, there's just some cracks in there I'm concerned about. Not that actually some of these probably won't be able to be dealt with. Whoops. Ladies and gentlemen, we are like 10 subs away from 3,000 subs. Can you become a member or sub to the channel? Hey, good morning, Plywood. Subscribe to the channel and Baby Kisses said those are the best one-room schools. In sixth grade, I moved to town. My daughter tested out of high school level because of the one-room schoolhouse. Yep. I would say good morning, Calvin in chat. Like button activated. Good morning, Tom. Welcome. Glad to have you. I'm glad to have all of you on this beautiful, somewhat beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day that we're alive and breathing. Thankful for that. We made a base for these, but what I'm trying to do now is make sure that they're all smooth for painting. I want them to be pretty smooth and not have as many visible. I'm not so worried about these score cuts in them as you may think. They could still look good with those in them. Just like some types of grass, tiger grass or whatever, have these types of marks in them. So it's not something that grass doesn't have. What's that, horsetail? That has those little notches in it too. We don't have horsetail down here, but I know you all do in the Midwest, I think. And then out west where it carries that, horsetail is a big natural plant out there. And what my method is apply glue, sand it with a low grit sandpaper, and then rub that paste in basically. And then my abstract piece I'm still working on, you kind of below where you all's camera shot is right here. Now this one I have a little splint on because it was kind of in a too much kerf cut between both sides. So I took this little splint, very thin piece of cherry stock, and applied it yesterday with some glue. Made me think you could take like a veneer or a thin stock and go all the way up these and make them look pretty cool, especially if you had different types of wood. But if you're not, if you're going to paint it, probably doesn't make sense to do that. Then when you paint, you want to make sure the dust is off. So a way to do that is to take mineral spirits or some other petroleum distillate and basically bathe it in that, get all that wood dust off before you paint. It's like any kind of painting procedure. You don't really want any schmutz on there when you start painting. We're close, folks. 2,994 subs. Let me take a quick water break and we'll get back to this. I'm going to cut this base. We may have to unplug the microphone for a little bit, but we'll see. Let me check my power and take a little water break. This is Dad's Workshop. You are my friends, and thanks for being here. And I'm not leaving. Just taking it just a second. I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. My name is Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop, where we do interesting things all the time, constantly. We're doing cool stuff in here. Check it out. There are a lot of channels like it, but this one is yours. And I am at your service. My name is Calvin. This is a project we're working on here, where we are making an abstract grass motif type lamp here. My trickiest part is going to be, how do I attach this lighting fixture? And I'm going to do my best. Maybe I should do it off the live. Maybe I should do it on. Maybe that vulnerability is a good thing. Mike is back, skipping out on work to hang out with us. Don't tell. Shh. Right. All right. Let's figure out a way we can do this. And I'm going to handsaw this here. Well, it's not any kind of difficult way. It's just pretty much straightforward here. Me and my speed square. I'm going to take it about right here. I want to leave a little extra. I want to make sure that there's support, but I don't want all that on there. What we got? Oh, that was like almost to the on the dot. No, it's 2 3/4. And this is cut off with a beam saw, so these are really even cuts on the ends here. My new cuts will not be even like that. We'll do our best. Got to move all the wobbly stuff off the bench. Da-de-da. Move these chisels here. Plywood, Mike, Baby Kisses, Mike Langland. All the folks in the chat today. Baby Kisses with the gift membership. Mike with 5 gift memberships. We had Dave Collier Camping pop in. Maureen, Heather's mom popped in a little bit ago. Mike, I already said Mike is making stuff, but can't say it enough. HCC Matthew came in. Billy Shoemate was in here early on. Random Builds and Rebuilds. Ruiz popped in early because they told him not to come into work. He makes too much money and they don't like it. And that's where we're at. And did I miss Dan? Did Dan pop in? Might have froze. I might have froze. It may have been your gift membership went to Dan BK, and so it showed his name, but he's not actually here. Almost there. Makes you want to use a beam saw when you do that. Woo! My goodness. Take a breather before I do this next one. Heather B said, yeah, that's what you saw. Heather, make BK a moderator. If you could, if you're around, not working on something. I'm going to take the rip side here just to get a line started. See, crude teeth, right? But it moves a little quicker. I'm kind of at an angle. Like I told you, I was probably not going to be super straight here. Oh, hold on. We got more chat here. Let the saw do the work. Yeah, man, I'm pretty good with these saws. This is definitely a lot of material. And this particular stock here, or these 2x4 is real fine. I'm not even worried about the angle. You can see that's pretty steep angle. I'm just trying to get through it. And that's the rip side. So let's go to the crosscut side here again. This saw's old too. It's tight. It's biting my saw. Wow, really biting that saw. It must be a knot or something down there. Let's go back to rib cutting side here. Look at that. I have not cut it, and I don't know if it's my saw. It's just getting to the end of his days. I've cut a lot thicker stuff than that. Making it 10 times harder because it's pinching my saw so much. And it doesn't matter. Like, it's not on the side that the vise is pinching. But look at that resistance I'm dealing with. Yes, that's... There we go. There's a knot in there. Woo! My goodness. Yeah, so there's a knot in there somewhere. It's about right in here. I can see it. Right before the joint. My gosh. So if you look at the cross sections of those, without me knocking this piece over, this piece, you don't really want a 2x4 like that with the heartwood. This one is good because it's cut away from the heart. So if you're looking for wood, that's kind of what you're looking for. Both are spruce, but look, even that one, look at the knots in there. That's probably what I was hitting when that was happening. I'm as good a handsaw person as I know, and that made me look bad, so that's how hard it was. I go hard with that. I handsaw everything, like most things. I won't say everything. All right, so yesterday we glued these two pieces up too, and I'll check that in a minute when that glue solidifies. And we can angle grind these ends to kind of, I would actually rather have these rounded off, which is a whole nother thing. All right, yesterday we added a this was that yesterday we added that to cover up that mortise. And we added a couple, we glued this up. So the next thing is for me to incorporate this next piece on here. And what I was thinking was somewhere in here. Oh no, it was supposed to be here. Yeah, right there is good too. And I think I can take this potentially and actually chisel this if I can get it in my vise right here like this. Let me see if it's possible. Stupid thing. Probably needs something that I don't care for, which is epoxy resin. And so I want that to be right there, and I'm going to use these kerf cuts that I made to actually, it's going to be tricky here. Yeah, and I've got my antlers up there too. I got this wonky set of deer rack up there. That's 11 points. It's one of my favorites. Oh, we're down to 20% battery. So let me get to this thing here and see if I can get this done before we run out of time. Yeah, I love abstract stuff. I didn't as a kid. I was the same as a lot of y'all are. Like, what is he making on here? What is stupid? What is abstract? Well, you grow, you change, start to experience a little bit of life. Do not want this to fall right now. That would be horrific. If it falls, I'm going to snap everything. Break the curved wood and everything. Not getting a clamp in there somehow. It's the next tricky thing. It fits well. Let's see. Sometimes when you don't have clamps, you have to come up with inventive ways to clamp things. Press wood together when it needs to be glued up. And these two edges kind of meet. So it may be a situation where I can kind of glue two edges, but let me actually, 4 edges meet, that lines up there too. Pour Sin with love. Welcome, Tina. Glad to have you. Interesting screen name or handle, whatever they want to call it now. Is that AOL to call it a screen name? I do that yesterday too. We're getting close to that 3K subs, guys. So definitely please subscribe. And if you haven't considered it yet and you've been a sub for a while and you come in and hang out a lot, I know Wes is on too, so apologize for that. Didn't mean to put you in a moral conundrum this morning. but I don't think Wes worries about that too much. Could be wrong, but he doesn't tend to take that too seriously. Um, but my point is to say, absolutely become a member if you have an opportunity or the means to do that. That's what supports this channel. That's what keeps us on, not making threats, not being negative. But in order for us to keep going, we do have to have memberships. We do have to have donations. So today, big BK donation and a big donation from Mike as memberships, that kind of stuff. It fuels us because we know that we can keep going and we want to keep delivering this content. That's what we want to keep doing, delivering the content to y'all. Please pinch. If not, I'm going to take a little shim and extend that. Like I'm going to extend the clamps reach by using 2 pieces of wood or a piece of wood here. I'm going to back the camera up just slightly so you can see. It's not a super effective way to put pressure on something. Wes just sent everyone here. All right, we'll hang out then. That's fine. Stick around. Yeah, that's what he does. He was busy, and I know he was doing something this morning. Hold on, I said I was going to get a shim here, and I just need a little shim. Shim, shimmy, shim, shimmy. Shim, shim, shadoo. That's what I needed to do. If I can just get it around the bottom of that, I think it'll glue up. My only issue is on this side, it seems to be kind of popped up a bit. There we go. Now I think we're set on that, right? So that piece is on now too. The next thing, once that dries up, we'll sand that down. So that's in. Hey, Wes, welcome, welcome. We're on our run to this 3,000 subs mark here. Make sure that you subscribe. Thank Wes for sending folks this direction. Sorry, Wes, that I went live at the same time. Appreciate everybody being here. Let's crank up this wood steamer and put some water in it. Wherever my water is. Sorry, I'm crunching ice. This is vinegar mixed with water here. We're going to throw some wood in the bender just because I try to do a little bit every day so I have stock to work with. We will be going live again this afternoon like we did yesterday. So definitely so I can get those other folks in who haven't had an opportunity and can't get here in the morning. So I'll just see what I did with that red cap. All right, take this thing, plug it in, plug it in. Pour sin with love. Tina said hi, everyone that's come in. Wes said thank you, Matthew. Mike asked Wes if he got more coffee. I'm plugging in the wallpaper schemer. And we'll see. Well, I think that might need to be plugged directly into this cord. Mm-hmm. Porcelain with Love Tina said, I'm on my 7th coffee, but it's 3:25 here. It's like that. Uh, Saturday Night Live had a sketch about that.
It's pour resin with love.
Oh, pour sin with love?
Yeah,
pour resin.
Pour resin.
Oh, pour resin. It's probably something we already, sorry. This is what I can't read good. No, it's because I don't should, but I had the glasses on my. Sorry about that. Do the best I can out here.
It is just funny.
Shoop, I don't know if it's Bill or Heidi, but welcome. Bill, welcome. Pour resin with love. Sorry. I might be getting down to the bottom of my battery here, but we're going to go for a couple more minutes here. Trying to get to that 3K subscribers. Let me put it like this. I need to get to 3,005 subscribers so that when I get off live and the spammy subscribers get deleted and people who are trying to like not see me unsubscribe, that's when I want to say I want to still have 3,000. Otherwise, I'm gonna be upset. So here's how it's gonna work, and y'all know how I act when I'm upset, like a straight up baby. So it's not good for anybody to see that. Mr. Welcome. Appreciate you being here, Mr. All right, now I've got that where that is. That's all good. That's doing that stuff and things and stuff. All right, we gotta cut some kerf into this. Now you do kerf cutting right in these things, and actually you end up with a piece of wood that will bend anyway. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, I hear the machine is on. That's good. I like to hear that. So now we're gonna cut some kerf in this, and I'm gonna go check my battery on my phone. It's pretty low, so we're getting down to the last of the Mohicans. Heidi, welcome. Heidi Shoop as well. Bill and Heidi have a channel. They turn wood. They have several lathes in there. I am not going to go all the way up to the top this time. I think I'm going to stick to just kerf in the middle. Like, I think that's all I really need. I don't need it down there. I don't need it up here. So we'll start like right here. And we'll go till like right here. Eco Woodcrafts, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm so glad Shoops has been a member for 2 months. So happy to have the Shoops as members. We are very, very happy and proud of all our members, especially those who are in here right now. But appreciate everybody, and the Shoops are showing that they've been a member for 2 months, and highly appreciative of them. Highly appreciative of BK for throwing that gift membership out today, and then Mike threw 5 memberships out today. Big, big deal. Heidi Shoop. Heidi Shoop's been a member for a month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, Heidi. We love y'all. I do have a video that I made about them. I don't know how much they like it, but you know, I try to add humor to stuff. But the Shoops, I think it's good enough to just know what the hell you're doing sometimes, you know, like, uh, it's like if you know what you're doing, you want to see people turn wood, and many people do want to see people turn wood. It is a very popular thing here on YouTube. That was about five. I'm trying to do 5 strokes on here. You should definitely check out their channel. This is an opportunity for all of my members, to plug their channel, put your channel in there. If you want Heather to do it for you, if you're not a mod, you can't get your hot link in there, meaning a link that's clickable, let Heather know. This is the meeting spot for the next generation of YouTube crafters. This is where we will, this is, I believe, that's my mission. My mission is to be that hub. I know Mike has been working on that for months, creating an environment where makers can get together. And so that's what we do here. We socialize and we network and we help others and we build stuff. And it's a combination of all those things. It is art though, guys. It is entertainment. So we need the audience, and part of that is that we have to push you all around to different places. So our network of people can get their views as they need to. You know, we have a network of people. There's Shoop's link right there. I don't know who that second link is for there. To Heather can fill us in on that probably. Getting down to where and one more. I try to make those about like a centimeter or so apart. Ooh, I can't click on them. What happened there with that one? Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna work on that. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Shoot. That's not. Hold on 1 second. Maybe it has to be done from a phone. Well, y'all are killing it, man. Look at those subscriber numbers you got. Boop, boop, boop. Let me try this. Is that clickable? Nope. All right, we'll figure it out. Usually it has to be done from a mods account. I know that. Well, the other thing I can do is I can make a short with all of these links in it today. That's like the second best. I know it's not quite the same thing as people having access to those links right now, but I can make a short, and yeah, on the computer they're clickable. Most people are on their device. We'll make another. I'll take some time, make another short, and plug everyone's name in there. If you're not a member and you're in here right now, I would still like to put your link in there. Of course, I want to prioritize my members, but I'm going to give you my email. I'm not going to put you in there unless you email me. I think Dad's Workshop Calvin at yahoo.com. I put it in here. Email me. Everyone else who's a member, don't worry. I'll put your link in the video. Yeah, you don't have to worry about a BK. You're a member, so I automatically am going to put yours in there. If there's non-members in here, Dad's Workshop Calvin at yahoo.com. And I will put your links in there. Obviously, I want to prioritize members. So I have to do some of that, guys. You know, that's how it works. Ooh, that's already starting to get wiggly, which I like. You know, it's kind of part of it. This will kind of keep me below where I need to be. Need to check on why technically we can't post hot links that phones can click from here. That was weird right there. I like everyone looks like a little M. Renegade's Garage. Okay. Didn't know you were in the house though. Renegade's Garage. Welcome. Yeah. You don't need to put my link. All right. Thanks for letting me know. There we go. Good. I'm glad that we got some via shout outs. That's what we try to do. Oh yeah, that's all I need. I think maybe take a little bit, take these ones on the end here a little bit down. So close to 3,000 subs, y'all. Let's get to 3K. Actually, I need like 3,003. Let's say 3,003 is where I need to get. So close, so close. 3,003. Oh no, did I just break this thing? I heard a snap. Right here. I think it's okay though. I only needed to bend like a whole bunch more than that. Yeah, a lot more than that. So it's gonna go in. Oh, I just broke it. Oh man, look at that. I might still try to keep it the whole thing like this in there. Oh, thank you. Renegade's Garage says, I will check and sub with my North Jacks Woodworks channel. We appreciate you. Thank you for all that extra effort. It's much appreciated. I just PVC glued this clean out extender on the end here. Yesterday it was kind of loose on there. So now it's on firmly. I'm going to put this in wide side first here. Highly complex, right? Basically a PVC pipe with a end on it. It's not rocket surgery, that's for sure. Not rocket surgery. We may come up short of that 3,000, but we will be back in the afternoon. So you all, you know, I'm going to cut a couple more pieces of wood. We're gonna check on our sculpture here, wrap it up, and make sure that we. Oh, yeah, I could probably check that other piece now. Sticky. One. Now this may be backwards from where I had it before. One. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's 4. This is 1. It's kind of angled towards y'all this time. 1, 2, 3. 4. That one is way deeper in there than I kind of planned on. Is that piece 3 or is that 4? Can't read that. That's 3. Oh yeah, that's right. Bill, I think that's Bill there, and then Heidi came in second. Bill's got to go to sleep because he works like night shift. So good night, Bill. You have a good sleep, man. Have a great day. Appreciate you coming in. Mm-mm-mm. That's the only one that's not stable in there. That one. They're all pretty stable other than that. Someone asked Shoop when in the next live is. I don't know if Heidi's still in. Heidi, if you're still in, let Mike know when the next live is. Plug that live time in there. So I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to tape this down and do a dry run and run this up the side and then recoil it and see whether we're on track to do this right. I was thinking using zip ties also would hold it in place until I can determine where the best placement would be. What did I say I was coming over here for? Oh, yeah. I actually like the way that looks a lot. I'm kind of an art nerd. Sorry, y'all. Well, I thank you. I know this is an odd piece here and that this is not stuff you see every day, but I probably shouldn't apologize for that. Just keep going and doing my thing. Let me tape this side down. I do appreciate that's a very nice compliment. I might be able to drill in some basically what I need to get a recess in here so that the cord's not visible. Oh, that's right. I was going to go along the back, and I do need to get some mineral spirits on these. Oh, that one is a little bit on the loosey-goosey side there. Might have to be shimmed. I'm super hesitant to take this out the reel, but I have to. There was a warning on this LED, cob LED, that said do not leave in reel for a long extended period. So basically you're supposed to use these. It would suck if you took these and put them on the shelf with your inventory, and try to use it a year later. And a lot of y'all have, inventory and stock. See, I got to make sure that this one's going to have to be shimmed, I think. So that's good to know. It's possible. So running along that seam there, probably zip ties I'm going to need. And this afternoon, we could actually give it a test if we can get it installed on here. I might do a little work off the air to get it on there. I think it's doable here. I'm not too scared about that. I think it's gonna be awesome, dude. I think it's gonna stand out. And then once we get this painted up, you know, so actually I got to paint it as well. This is my ADHD in action. My goal yesterday was to come up with a way that I could put these in without making them flat and dimensionless. So I decided to use these laminated 2x4 chunks I had left over from the bunk bed project, and it worked really well, amazingly well. I like the way it looks. If anything, I like kind of want them bunched right here. I don't know why. Like I just want them bunched right here for some reason. Maybe I can dowel them through here. What do y'all think? You let me know. Should I dowel them through there so that they all connect? It would make them more stable too, as well. Definitely if I had green paint, that would be really cool, but I don't want them to stand out that much. I'd rather it be more of a lighting fixture in an abstract way. So thanks to everyone. Eileen Tacky is legend. Norm, welcome, man. Norm, friend of the program and member. Mr. also, shout out. Poor Resin with Love, Tina. Sorry I butchered your name. North Jacks Woodworks, also other name for North Jacks Woodworks. Renegades Garage. Shout out to all of those folks. Thanks for the 40 likes today, guys. I'm highly appreciative. Even if we didn't get to it's almost better we didn't get to 3K. Because it'll probably drop down. And when I come back this afternoon, we'll be sure that we get to 3K. But definitely double tap that screen to like this video so that we can, we had a good 2 hour and 9 minute session here today. I know you are doing hand tools, but do you have a brad nailer? No, I don't. I do not have a nail gun, if that's what the question is. Actually, I have never used a nail gun in my life. I've done framing too. I did it with a hammer, or I did like deck screws, you know. So yeah, never used a nail gun in my entire life. Not my approach. I've learned the framing bit, and like the framing I was taught, they taught it to me with hammers. I know that like the way they do construction is with nail guns now. You know, it makes it easier. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we have this abstract piece we've been working on that I would love to string lights through it, but I think it's better as actually as an abstract piece. As somebody referred to it yesterday as a what they call it, a rustic dong hanger for grandma. That's okay. The haters just they hate you because they ain't you. You know what I mean? You know I said that rhyme so well yesterday. They hate you because they ain't you. Yeah. No, I don't think it would be too hard for me to learn how to use a compressor and a nail gun, but yeah, you know, not a gasp. What is the gasp for? Wes gasped. Oh, that was from the molding. Yeah, molding of locked antlers. I got antlers up on the shelf I could bring down. The whole skull actually. But I'm probably gonna run out of I can't get that's way up there. And I got it actually kind of attached to the wall. It's like 11 pointer up there. Love antlers. Big antler fan. Wouldn't go hunting to collect antlers.